Hey, what is going on, YouTube? What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing out there today, guys? Hopefully doing amazing, beyond amazing, better than me. I sure hope so. We're here with a first-time reaction to Elvis Presley. The song's gonna be Heartbreak Hotel. Now, the crazy funny thing about Elvis is I always heard that my mom loved Elvis. I heard my mom say it at least twice in my life, and I've heard my sisters mention it before and after her passing, right? And throughout my mom's love for Elvis, I haven't ever heard her play an Elvis song. So I don't know if she was in love with Elvis's music or if she was in love with Elvis's looks and was just like, oh my God, what a handsome man. I don't know. I don't know. I just know a lot of girls were crazy about Elvis, right? So I don't personally know anything about Elvis other than that he either wore or has a song Blue Suede Shoes, or both. Maybe he wore blue suede shoes and has a song named Blue Suede Shoes. I just don't know much about Elvis. I haven't ever heard of one of his songs in entirety. So I'm excited to jump into this. I also know a little bit about Elvis from the movie Forrest Gump, because Forrest, I think he liked Elvis, right? Elvis would dance and Forrest was there in those little metal clasp on his legs, like trying to dance like Elvis and stuff. So that's a little bit I do know about Elvis, but we're gonna jump in and finally, for the first time in my life, let's hear an Elvis Presley song. Heartbreak Hotel, man. At least to my knowledgeable self, first time in my life listening to an Elvis Presley song. So let's go ahead and listen to this Heartbreak Hotel. Let's see what's going on.
Well, since my baby left me, well, I found a new place to dwell. Well, it's down at the end of Lonely Street, that Heartbreak Hotel where I'll be just so lonely, baby. Well, I'm so lonely, I'll be just so lonely, I could die. Although it's always crowded, you still can find some room for broken-hearted lovers to cry there in the gloom. Be so, I'll be so lonely, baby. I'll be so lonely, they're so lonely they could die. Now the bellhop's tears keep flowing, the desk clerk's dressed in black. Well, they've been so long on the street, they'll never look back and think it's so lonely, baby. Well, they're so lonely. Well, they're so lonely they could die.
I like that. It's kind of coming up from a whisper.
If your baby leaves you got a tale to tell. Well, just take a walk down on the street to Heartbreak Hotel, where you will be so lonely, baby. Well, you'll be lonely. You'll be so lonely you could die. Crowded, you still can find some room for broken-hearted lovers to cry. It's so lonely, baby. Well, they're so lonely. They'll be so lonely they could die.
All right, nice, sweet, quick introduction to Mr. Elvis Presley here for me, man. There we go, man. Heartbreak Hotel. I like the way that picture is painted, right? So you've experienced some heartbreak. You're heading down to this hotel where it is crowded. And you're thinking, if your heart's broken, you go somewhere that's crowded, you can connect with somebody. Maybe connect with somebody and find a way over that heartbreak. But that's not what's happening at Heartbreak Hotel, man. It's so crowded, but there's always some room for you. You can make your way in, but you're just going to be down in your gloom along with everybody else. There is no recovering happening at Heartbreak Hotel. There is no new connections. No, forget about your troubles and past experiences. Everybody in the Heartbreak Hotel is experiencing heartbreak, and that's all that's happening there, man. Some gloom, doom, bad times, but there's always room for you once you've gone through it. That is tough, man. That's some good stuff. Heartbreak Hotel for Mr. Elvis Presley here. All right, what we've got going on here, man. Heartbreak Hotel was released in 1956, man. It's not often on this channel that I've been able to experience music from the 50s. I don't know what era I thought Elvis Presley might be from. I guess I would have assumed more in the 60s. That's how little I know about what's going on musically. This was 1956. This is when Elvis was popping out stuff, I guess. I wonder when he actually hit the scene. We'll actually get into that a little bit. So we're gonna see this was released in 1956. It was a song recorded by American singer Elvis Presley. It was released as a single, Presley's first on his new record label RCA Victor. So here we go. It was written by May Boren Axton and Tommy Durden. Okay, so with credit being given also to Presley. A newspaper article about the suicide of a lonely man who jumped from a hotel window inspired the song. Wow, 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 dudes. But that is something different. So Axton and Durden give different accounts of how the song was written. Durden's account is that he had already written the song and performed it with his band, the Swing Billies, before he presented it to Axton. Axton's account is that Durden had written only a few lines of the song and asked her to help him finish it. She says that the report of the suicide stunned her, and she told Durden, "Everybody in the world has someone who cares. Let's put a Heartbreak hotel at the end of this lonely street." Man, they were interrupted by the arrival of Glenn Reeves, a local performer who had previously worked with Axton. The duo asked Reeves to help with the song, but after hearing the title, he remarked that it was the silliest thing I've ever heard and left them to finish it themselves. The song was written within an hour, and they recorded it on the tape recorder. Reeves returned, and after hearing the song, he was asked to provide a vocal demo for Axton in the style of Elvis Presley. Reeves obliged, but once again turned down the offer of a writing credit. Well, he turned down a writing credit for a song that turned out to be really cool. I like kind of the idea about this song. I didn't know if I guess I always expect we're gonna get like a heavy musical kind of production. This was a not so heavy musically, but I like what Elvis did with his voice on this one. It was almost a whisper into a talk, into a little bit of a sing, right? He rose up from like a whisper into almost talking over the track and then doing some singing. He's really got that unique voice, although I don't think I got the full body experience here yet with Elvis, but I do know what his voice sounds like, even if I can't tell you a name of his song. Definitely have heard Elvis Presley's voice before. So we got down here in 1995, Heartbreak Hotel was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame, and in 2004, Rolling Stones magazine named it one of the 500 greatest songs of all time. That year, it was also included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs. Let's see. So it's been covered by several rock and pop acts, including Willie Nelson and Leon Russell. There we go, man. Mr. Leon Russell. I need to hit him back up again and do some more from him. Just jumping into Elvis Presley a little bit, I want to look a little bit about his past. So we got Elvis. He was born in 1935 and actually died in 1977 at the age of 42. A young man at the age of 42. Wow, dude. Cardiac arrest is the cause of death. His resting place is Graceland, which I've heard that name before. Graceland, Memphis. So that must be a piece of history I knew about him. I just don't know much about it. So Graceland, I've definitely heard that. It was actually also in the movie Zombieland 2. I believe Graceland was in there. He had some military service in the Army. He did 2 years from 1958 to 1960. He did some acting, so apparently he was in a movie as well. And his years active right here, so it looks like he started in 1953 and actually was performing all the way to his death in 1977. So there we go with a little bit about Elvis Presley. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in here. I can't believe it, man. I did an Elvis Presley reaction. I think that's really cool. Love you, Mom. I hope my mom, I don't know. I wish I knew more like what her love for Elvis was, if she actually listened to Elvis music or if she was just in love with the man himself. I wish I could know that. Maybe my sisters know. I might have to tap in and see what their knowledge is on that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here today. Really awesome, man. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget like, subscribe, check out the description down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.